Hey everybody, welcome back to another video from the National. This is yesterday's footage. Yesterday I just stopped in for literally less than an hour. I went there because one of our YouTube subscribers, his name is Frank S. He said Blowout Cards has this really cool mega mystery mix box. It's really awesome and it's all sold out today. So I went and I tried to buy one yesterday. They were sold out. They said come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. we'll have some. I did. They didn't. They were all sold out already, super early, so I didn't get one of those. So I just decided to look around a little bit. Here's somebody selling an entire collection of binders for $500. Man, I looked inside and I was like, that is absolute junk. I bet you they didn't sell that at the National. They might not be able to sell that for 50 bucks, honestly, because who wants to carry all that back to their hotel and then back home? I don't know. But anyway, so I was only going to be there for less than an hour today because the wife and I were going to go do stuff, eat some restaurants, and do some sightseeing in Chicago. So I decided to pick up a couple sets. So I was looking for some sets. I found a 1969 top set, which was pretty nice. There's a 75 mini. There's a 58 top set there for almost $3,000, but it was missing cards, including the Cepeda rookie card. So I eventually worked out a deal to get this 1969 top set and also replaced the Reggie Jackson inside, because the Reggie Jackson that was in here was way off center. So worked out a deal. I'll show you that to you in a little bit. And the one thing that was kind of funny, it was missing one card, a $1 common. I had to go over to this guy and pick up one card to complete that set. So if you're ever buying a complete set, go through every page and make sure there's no blanks. Also make sure all the good stars are in there. Next up, I saw this awesome set here, 65 tops. I love this set. $4,750. There's a ton of great cards in here, including the Mantle and a whole bunch of Hall of Famers. So there you see a bunch of cash laid out there. I ended up buying this one for mostly cash, and I also had to pitch in some with PayPal because I didn't quite have enough cash for it. But luckily, because I was paying mostly in cash, he did not hit me with any PayPal fees. So that was it. I was there less than an hour, got in, got out, probably 45 minutes spent there, walked up and down 2 rows, and then I was like, well, Sophia, I'm on my way. Let's go to Chicago, and we'll show you some of the footage from our sightseeing in Chicago at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and now I'll show you everything that we picked up, or I picked up today at the National in that limited 1 hour time. All right, so let's take a look at these sets. Just 2 purchases today. I pretty much blew through my budget and went over my budget yesterday with my PC stuff. So I did want to grab a couple things. I like doing set breaks. Our users or followers on Whatnot also enjoy when we do these old set breaks from time to time as well. I've done a couple of them this year, and a lot of work goes into them. I always divide these up pretty evenly so that there'll be a Hall of Famer or major star in every pack. I like the 69 top set a lot because you have all of these leaders in here. A lot of great cards inside there of Hall of Famers. And with 69 tops, you also are going to have, you know, the final Mickey Mantle card. Look at that, Ernie Banks up there. Beautiful card right there. Overall, the set is a kind of a mid-grade set, mid to maybe a low grade. Probably if you're averaging these out, you'd probably get maybe I don't know, maybe like a PSA 3 or 4 on most of these cards. There's Roberto Clemente right there. The great one, Clemente. I just could not find anybody that was going to upgrade my Clemente for me. I wanted to trade my 3.5 Clemente rookie card for a 4. Nobody was having it. They were just all out to rip me off. You notice this card missing right here. Card number, what is that? 85. Card is number 85. I'm going to have to look into that. Looks like we might have 2 cards missing. Oh boy. I thought I went through all this to double check. So I'm going to check card number 85 and see what that was. I know there is a Rod Carew missing. That might be the Rod Carew that I had to get separate as well. So always go through these sets. There's Johnny Bench right there. So I bet you that is the Rod Carew. I just didn't put it in the into the checklist or into the set. Another card missing up there, number 100 of the set. There's that one, number 122. So it looks like a couple cards missing in total. I'm going to have to go through and double check this now because I'm pretty sure I went through all this stuff. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this one, which is the Reggie Jackson. Yeah, card number 100 is going to be a big one right there. Here we're missing card number 260. 260 the Reggie Jackson. So this one we took out, and I had him upgrade the Reggie to a more higher grade Reggie. He had this one for $425. I was like, I'll give you your price that you want, but you're going to have to swap out this Jackson. The other Jackson was way, way off center. Like, even this one's a little bit off center. It might be, I don't know, 35, 65, but the other one was like 0, 100. It was so bad, and the corners were wrinkled. So I wouldn't even consider that mid-grade. So that was the deal I made. Said I'll swap you out, and we did it. Let's show you the Mantle real quick. Let's see, the Mickey Mantle. He's in here somewhere. I think he's card number 500 of the set. Get to the Mick. We'll be doing a set break of this 1969 Topps set. At some point, it takes me a while to get this all together. Looks like we're missing a rookie star number 405 right there. I got to see who that's going to be. There's the Mickey Mantle. Check this card, which is a pretty cool one. And there's the Mick. It does have a little bit of a crease right there. Mickey Mantle is that last one right there. So I'm actually missing a couple cards. That one's probably the Rod Crew, actually. I think number 510 was Rod Crew. So there's, I think, 2 cards that I have to replace. And that makes me pretty mad because I was in a little bit of a hurry for sure. There's Willie Stargell. My wife was back in the hotel with the kiddo, and I felt a lot of pressure. Didn't want to make her waiting. So I kind of went through pretty quickly. And now I'm going to have to replace the 2 missing cards here in this set. That's why you always have to go through all these. And I thought I did. I thought I went through and must have missed 2. So I have to look up who those 2 missing cards are. But overall, not a terrible price. Getting a 1969 Topps set with a pretty decent Reggie Jackson rookie card for under $2,000. There's the Reggie once again. I have the Rod Crew. I went through. I was like, hey, I was going through this. Card 510's not here. What's up with that? And he's like, oh yeah, oh, it's over here. And he's like, went and grabbed it. We also have the 65 Topps set right here. I love this set. This set's a beautiful set. This is a high grade set. So the other set was mid grade, which, you know, maybe PSA 4 or so. Some of these are going to be getting maybe PSA 6s or 7s. A high grade, I don't know if it's really tough to get PSA 8, 9s, and 10s from 1965 Topps. I mean, just think about it. That was, what, 60 years ago? But just love this design. Love this set. There's the Joe Morgan rookie card in fantastic shape. I was talking to the seller, and he wasn't willing to negotiate too much with me because he said that he had just gotten a box. Well, Marichal, a $2,000 box of cards was just stolen from him like 20 minutes before I came by the table. There's Jim Cott right there, Hall of Famer. I was like, that is ridiculous. He's like, yeah, it happens more than you can imagine here at the National. The guy right over there, Bill Mazeroski, said that his buddy across the way had a Mickey Mantle 1951 Bowman rookie card stolen out of the showcase. He had a $13,000 price tag on it. There's Al Kaline. He said that the guy kind of somehow got through the side of the showcase and was able to get the Mantle out. There's the Roberto Clemente. These are all nice. You don't see any brown, like, creased corners on any of these. No fraying edges. Look at that Hank Aaron. Beautiful cards on the 65. Willie McCovey. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. So this was definitely the better of the 2 sets. There's Pete Rose right there. These cards are in fantastic shape. Warren Spahn. Billy Williams. I did make sure to go through every one of these pages after that last one. Still so mad at myself that that last set was missing 2 cards. Willie Mays right there. But I'll get him replaced, so when we do a set break of this, maybe in a month or 2, all the cards will be in there. Just be careful. At least the biggest cards we know for sure are in there with the Reggie and the Mickey Mantle. There's Bob Gibson right there. Little Gibby. There's Tony Oliva with the cup, and there he is, Mickey Mantle, 1965 Topps. A beautiful card right there, Mickey Mantle. And we'll go through the rest of these and show you what else we got. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, by the way. There's Willie Stargell right there. Olivia's going to be, wow, 14 years old tomorrow. Carl Yastrzemski, so getting set for that today. Got back in from Chicago. There's Harmon Killebrew. We'll go live tonight with our next Whatnot show. If you can come on by and check it out. We're breaking a bunch of Chrome, bunch of everything else. So come and check it out. We got a Triple Threads box there I could put out there. Maybe some silver packs, maybe some 50 hobby packs. Whatever you vote on is what we'll open up. So if you can come on by and check us out. There's already some Pick Your Team breaks. I think I uploaded 4 Pick Your Team breaks yesterday, and those are underneath the breaks tab of the Whatnot show for tonight. There's Ernie Banks. If you want to check into that, you can go to the link in the description and find tonight's show with the link. I'll also be live on YouTube with the simulcast. There's Lou Brock. Yeah, this 65 set definitely a much, much better purchase than the other set for sure. I like the other set, and I like the 69 Topps set a lot, but I'm a little bit sore about those couple missing cards. I'm mad at myself for missing those. But anyway, that was the quick pickups. Just 2 quick pickups at the National on this second day. Again, I pretty much used up all of the budget for the PC. I was hoping not to spend over $40,000. I ended up spending $46,000 plus. So that's all we have for you today. Like I said earlier, we're going to go ahead and show you a little bit of extra bonus footage just for the heck of it. We'll go ahead and show you some footage of the... Sorry, I'm just pulling out that Rod Crew before I forget. Should be in here somewhere. I'm going to show you some extra footage of our boat tour of Chicago. Went around on boat. I can't get it out of here, man. This is just absolute mayhem here. I'm trying to get this crew up, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see all of you in our Whatnot show tonight. Good night, everybody.
The West. We're a city known for our massive union stockyards as the hog butcher to the world. We're a city known for innovative architecture.
Currently at a population of 2.7 million people.
1, 2, 3. Yes! Thank you for your participation. I'm so sorry. I will ask for it again. That was awesome.
Let me get to it. It's got inertial slosh dampers, big water tanks like 150 North Riverside, which we'll talk about when we get to it. And the third anti-sway technique is the part of the
Wrigley building and its clock tower. That clock tower was modeled after a cathedral in Seville, Spain. So we call this style of architecture Spanish Revival style. Wrigley building was constructed in 1924. It is covered in 250,000 terracotta tiles in 6 gradient shades. Same architect, Adrian Smith. I said before, I love the stories of Chicago. I also love the stories that the buildings themselves can tell. This is a great example of this. Batman and the Joker face off in a construction site, which was at the time an unfinished Trump Tower. We have a ton of TV shows and movies that are filmed here. I'll mention quite a few on the tour today. Put up, there was really no infrastructure down here for residential living. But Goldberg wanted to change that. He wanted to attract people to the city center the way they do in the European cities, to face towards the river because it was super gross. But one of them recently sold for over $2 million, so I think they're doing just fine. A little more about the stinky river right down here. The North Branch was seen as the industrial alley where waste was dumped and carried far, far away. To the likes of St. Louis, Missouri, who in turn sued the city of Chicago. For its alternating blue-green glass, reflecting the sky and a river. I'm sure you noticed our river is partners to build the base of a massive skyscraper. 39 feet is about the width of this boat. So how do you keep an extra tall, itty-bitty base building in the windy city from blowing over? The answer, one of those anti-sway techniques. It's called inertial slosh dampers. On the top floor of the building, 1,500 fluorescent bulbs. But the lights really messed with the birds. They thought it was the moon and got super confused. So we have since switched to LEDs, and we now dim the lights during bird migration. Sears Tower considered to be taller? Great question, love to tell you. Has to do with those two white antennae on top. Those bad boys are almost 30 stories high, but they don't count towards the building's overall height. They are functional like a TV antenna, and they are not considered to be a permanent part of